time too. Welcome everybody. I thank you for joining us. I know you all traveled a long distance to get here, and we welcome you all. At this time, I'm going to ask Executive Vice President Kerr to deliver some opening remarks so we can go forward with the installation, and we will have our installation ceremony.
Perfect. Thank you, President Rosenberg. It's my pleasure this morning to introduce a woman who I have had the pleasure of knowing for a very long time. And I want to make sure that everyone out there knows that she's done as much for this organization as she has. So a little bit of background on Sandra Martin, who will be leading the installation of our officers and board this morning. Sandra is a past president of the New York State Society of Enrolled Agents. She served 2 terms. I have a number of thoughts on why one would serve 2 terms, and some of them aren't very kind, so I'll leave those out, Sandra. In 2003 and 2004, she received the New York State Society's Founders Award in 2008. The Founders Award in New York, as it is for the National Association of Enrolled Agents, is the highest award that the State Society provides. At NAEA, she was president in 2009, 2010, recipient of the President's Award in 2007, and the recipient of the NAEA Founders Award in 2014, which all of this sells short the other contributions that she has made to this organization through committees and her other interactions, and as a bona fide member of our Ancients and Honorables. So without further ado, Sandra, the floor is yours, and thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you, Bob, for your kind words. Members of the National Association of Enrolled Agents and guests, in the history of every organization, the selection and installation of members of the board of directors is a matter of critical and utmost importance. You, the members, have elected individuals who have expressed their willingness to serve and to act in the best interest of the association. You, the members, have given them the power to lead our association for the coming year. It is their responsibility to direct the affairs of the association and to lead it into the future. Now you, the members, must support them in their endeavors. As the installation ceremony is for the first time virtually, I will be accommodating our traditional script and approach in several ways. I also ask each board member to ensure that you are seated in such a way that at least your upper body is visible to the viewers. At this time, it is my duty and pleasure to install our national leaders for the 2020-2021 year. To all the members that are witnessing these events today, as the life and body of this association, you have chosen specific individuals as our leaders for the next year. Our duty is to embrace and support them. As I read your names, will the following members elected this year or continuing in their term as directors, please raise your right hand and keep it raised. Newly elected directors for a 2-year term are Carrie Freeman, EA, Lynn Jacobs, EA, Tracy Ann Gordonier, EA, Jeff Gentner, EA. Continuing for a remaining 1-year term, Lori Carpenter, EA, Chris Hardy, EA, Twyla Millwood, EA, Trish Everstad, EA, Mike Fiorito, EA, Jake Johnston, EA. As directors, you have been selected to join together in the deliberations and decision-making of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. You will have the authority and responsibility for the governance of the association, its supervision, control, and direction. You should have but one aim: to promote cooperation among your fellow members of the board of directors. You should perform your duties to the best of your ability, faithfully and impartially, and you should strive to bring to the board the concerns of the members, and you should assist in solving the challenges facing the association in the best interest of all its members. With your right hands still raised, as directors of the Association of Enrolled Agents, Do you swear or affirm you will comply with the bylaws, rules, and regulations of the association, establish and maintain a close and continuous relationship with the association membership, and become thoroughly familiar with the association policies, procedures, activities, and needs, and provide timely information and advice concerning association plans and programs? If so, when I call your name, please respond with, I do. Carrie Freeman, EA. Are you on mute, Carrie?
Mm-hmm.
Lynn Jacobs, EA.
I do.
Tracy Ann Gordonier, EA.
I do.
Jeff Gentner, EA.
I do.
Lori Carpenter, EA.
Yes, I do, but there was a correction. I am starting a new 2-year term. I'm not on a 1-year term.
Okay. Okay, I had you in the wrong place. So for a 2-year term, say I do.
I do.
Twyla Midwood, EA.
I do.
Trish Everstead, EA.
I do.
Mike Fiorito, EA.
I do.
Mike Johnston, EA.
Jake Johnson, yes, I do.
You now may lower your hands. Congratulations. I call on Jerry Gaddis, EA, at this time.
You forgot Chris Hardy.
I do, even though I wasn't called.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
You may lower your hands. I call on Jerry Gaddis, EA, at this time. Please raise your right hand. By virtue of completing your term as president of the National Association of Enrolled Agents, you now become the immediate past president. Having served faithfully and well, you are already familiar with the duties and responsibilities that rest in the hands of the members of the board of directors. As you keep your right hand raised, Jerry Gaddis, EA, as immediate past president, do you swear or affirm that you will continue to comply with the bylaws and other rules of the National Association of Enrolled Agents at all times, and continue to provide timely advice and assistance concerning association plans and programs? Please answer, I do.
I do.
You may now lower your hand. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Will Nancy Lyman, EA, please raise your hand? Nancy, you will be continuing as treasurer of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. Having served faithfully and well, you know you are responsible for the financial condition of the association as well as custodian of the association's funds, and shall be responsible to see that they are properly managed. You are also familiar with the bylaws and other rules of the association and the duties and responsibilities of your office. As you keep your right hand raised, Nancy Lyman, do you solemnly and sincerely promise that as treasurer, you will obey the bylaws and other rules of the National Association of Enrolled Agents, serve as its chief financial officer, ensure record keeping, and provide timely distribution of, accurate financial records are kept, and provide timely monetary advice and assistance to the leadership? If so, say, I do.
I do.
You may lower your hand. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I call on Kathy Brown, EA. Raise your right hand. Kathy, you have been elected secretary of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. You shall be responsible for the official records of the association. Are you familiar with the bylaws and other rules of the association and the duties and responsibilities of your office? If so, say, I am.
I am.
Please keep your right hand raised. Kathy Brown, EA, do you solemnly and sincerely promise that as secretary, you will obey the bylaws and other rules of the National Association of Enrolled Agents, ensure effective administration of NAE record keeping, and provide timely distribution of minutes and assistance to the leadership? If so, say I do.
I do.
You may lower your hand. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I call on David Toleth, EA. Please raise your right hand. David, you have been elected President-elect of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. Are you familiar with the bylaws and other rules of the association and the duties and responsibilities of your office? If so, say, I am.
I am.
Please keep your right hand raised. David Toleth, EA, do you solemnly and sincerely promise that as President-elect, you will comply with the bylaws and other rules of the National Association of Enrolled Agents, at all times be prepared to assume and perform the duties of President-elect when required, and perform such other duties as the President or Board of Directors may assign? If so, say, I do.
I do.
By virtue of the authority conferred upon, you can lower your hand. I'm sorry. By virtue of the authority conferred upon me, I do hereby proclaim you all to be installed as officers and directors of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. Congratulations. I now call on Don Rosenberg, EA. Will you please raise your right hand? Don, you have been selected to be president of the National Association of Enrolled Agents for the coming year. Are you aware of the rules and bylaws of the association, and do you know the powers and responsibilities of your office? If so, say, I do.
I do.
Please keep your hand raised. The members will look to you for leadership. Be diligent in your work. Leave no opportunity lost, no duty unperformed, so that when you relinquish the gavel, you will have the satisfaction of having performed your duty well. Please repeat after me. I, Don Rosenberg,
I, Don Rosenberg,
do solemnly and sincerely promise that I will,
do solemnly and sincerely promise that I will,
to the best of my ability,
to the best of my ability,
fruitfully and impartially perform the duties of the office of President.
Truthfully and impartially perform the duties of President, the office of President.
Of the National Association of Enrolled Agents.
The National Association of Enrolled Agents.
I will do all in my power.
I will do all in my power.
To abide by the bylaws of the association.
To abide by the bylaws of the association.
And will act in the best interests.
And will act in the best interests.
Of the association members at all times.
The association members at all times.
So help me God.
So help me God.
I declare you're duly installed as president of the National Association of Enrolled Agents. Congratulations, Don. May you have a fruitful, meaningful, and productive year.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the National Association of Enrolled Agents, Officers, and Directors for the year 2020-2021.
Thank you. At this time, I would like to ask immediate past President Gaddis to make a few remarks on the closing of his term. Immediate past President Gaddis, are you ready to take the podium?
Yes, I am, sir. One last time. Are you guys ready for me? That's the question. So I thought I was going before the installation, so the intent was to welcome you all to our first virtual installation. But I guess we've done that. I'd just like to remind everyone that today is about the future, about President Rosenberg and the 2020-21 officers and directors. And I don't want to stand in the way of you and installation, so I will go quickly. First of all, I would like to say thank you. It's been an honor to be the president and CEO of this organization over the last year. I still find it hard to believe that you guys wanted me to do this, that you let me do this. It's been a great experience for me as I have grown both as a man and as a leader. I look forward to seeing how best to use this newfound confidence and these newfound skills in the service of others. When I stood up here last year, I spoke a lot about change, about the need for us to change and about how difficult change can be. With the benefit of hindsight, I still believe both of those things to be true. If we keep doing what we've always done, we will keep getting what we've always gotten. Is that what we really want? I also want to let you know that I tried. I really tried to lead change. Tried to help us look into the future and to envision what NAEA could look like 5 to 10 years from now. Tried to encourage this board to take a look at our sacred cows and make intentional decisions about what to do with them. Tried to remind the board that through the bylaws, our members have given us, quote, the authority and responsibility for the supervision and control of the association. That serving on this board requires dedication, commitment, and work, and is not a lifetime achievement award. If there's one thing our officers and directors carry into the new year, I hope it is this. The successes we have had this year are due in large part to our dedicated volunteers, so I'd like to take a moment to thank them now. Thanks to each and every one of you who volunteers your time, talent, and treasure to help those around you. Thanks to our committee chairs and committee members who have worked this year to advance our strategic plan. Thanks to our board of directors, some of our most dedicated volunteers, for your time and service. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the officers and directors who are rotating off the board today after 15 years of combined service. Jean Nelson, Angela Raddick, and Patty Caput. Please give them a virtual round of applause for their service and the work, the dedication they have given us. And to you three dedicated volunteers, best of luck finding something to do with all that free time that you will find on your schedules, probably starting this week. Finally, before I turn it back over to President Rosenberg, I get to do one last thing as president, and that is to recognize someone who has served the association with distinction over the last year or more by presenting the President's Award. And I will try to keep it brief because I know that's what you're supposed to do in virtual world. But I would like to recognize someone who has had a big impact on me and others. This year's award winner is someone I met in the first few minutes of my first in-person NAEA meeting. Someone who saw a member in need and responded with a random act of kindness. Someone who has been a mentor and a key resource to many of us over the years and always finds time to share his expertise with anyone who asks. Someone I am proud to call a friend. This year's President's Award winner is one of our representation rock stars, Mark Dombrowski from New York. Congratulations, Mark. I have no idea how to get you a virtual award, but we will figure that out. We will put your name on it and we will get it out in the mail. And hopefully we can find a way to recognize you in person one of these days if we get back to that. But Mark, I appreciate everything you do for the association, for your peers, for NTPI. I will assume you're doing great things in the state of New York. And best I can tell you, you've never been awarded or recognized for any of that. So thank you, Mark, for your service. I appreciate all you do. And with that, I will turn it back over to President Rosenberg.
Thank you, immediate past President Gaddis. I really appreciate that. And Mark is also a friend of mine and a well-deserving man, and I'm sure he'll be thrilled. And that's a good question. How do we do things virtually? And that's part of the issue. So first thing I have to tell you, this is a very different time. We've gone through things, and immediate past President Gaddis is correct. We have to be prepared to deal with change, and the COVID-19 virus certainly made that clear. So first, I want to thank past President Sandra Martin, EA, for joining us today, all the way from Rochester, New York. Thank you for coming. I have to thank the members who elected me, the boards I have served on for guiding me, NYSSEA for allowing me the opportunity to lead them many years ago. And a big thank you and shout out to the NAEA staff who managed to step up to the plate to make sure that not only this installation ceremony happened and is streamed to our members, but our training led by our great EA consultants and our upcoming board meeting. IPP Gaddis, thank you for working with me to make sure the transition went smoothly. And I believe I will continue the work of looking at our sacred cows. I'll talk about that a little bit more later. Teddy Roosevelt said, far and away, the best prize that life offers is a chance to work hard at work worth doing. He was calling upon the American people to work hard, not to be idle. It is the work itself that is the reward, not the glory, not the accolades, just the knowledge of a job well done. I'm asking this board to work together to make things happen. There is a Buddhist saying, Itai Doshin, many in body, one in mind. If we focus on the mission of NAEA, we will certainly move forward. The opposite, Dotai Ishin, many in body, no mind, will truly fall apart. We have to transcend our positions and work in the best interests of NAEA. We are a mission-driven organization striving to do what is best for our members. There is a curse often attributed to the Chinese. May you live in interesting times. 2020 has certainly brought interesting times. We are here to make these interesting times for NAEA a time in which we reinvent ourselves. A renaissance as we adopt to our virtual word, remember patience and kindness. We are going to take a lot of time this year. This is the last year of our strategic plan, so we will take a lot of time to look at those sacred cows. We have the opportunity to reinvent by looking at our mission and our vision. Hopefully our values stay the same. We will be working on developing a new strategic plan that incorporates the work of the Member Value Proposition Task Force. We have been working with some of the same programs for tens of years, and it may be time to relook at those. For years, there's been contention between the volunteers and staff. We are a partnership working together to make sure the work of NAEA goes forward to benefit our members. We will not accomplish anything if we don't partner together and treat each other with respect and dignity. I am a direct person. If you want something, ask. Don't tell me that you heard that the members want something. Ask me directly. I monitor the Facebook and online member community and hopefully pay attention to it. So I do have an idea of what the members are feeling. If you feel the board is going in the wrong direction, speak up. We are a community of leaders working together. I know that oftentimes we're uncomfortable asking for something directly. Sometimes I'll be sitting in the room and somebody will say to me, gee, are you cold? And I'm fine, but that person wants to get up and change the heat, so ask me directly. A board chair is the conductor of the orchestra. I know I have Lori on viola, Mike and Jake on guitar, and it's up to me to make sure that we blend and produce a sound that is harmonious and pleasing to our members. Our board, our volunteers, our members are each a section of our great orchestra. Thank you all for coming, and let's get on with the work.